So good evening, everyone. This is Mark Coleman from Paul's Photo and the Creative Photo Academy. I'm very pleased to have with me my good friend with us, Maurice Oketch from SM Expeditions. Say hi to everybody, Maurice.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet everyone there. I'm looking forward to this exciting presentation by you, Mark. And we'll talk about, a trip to Kenya was fun. No, to Uganda, that was fun. And looking forward to 2022, a big trip as well, awaiting us in front of us.
So Maurice and I have been partners on doing safaris to Africa for what, 10, 12 years? It's been a long time. Now, yes, and it's great to have a good partner. So Maurice lives here in the United States, was born and raised in Kenya, and hooks us up with his friends and family in Africa. So we always get the top-notch treatment. We're treated like VIPs at every single step of the way, first class treatment, accommodations at a very reasonable price. So that's one of the things we try to put together to make Africa affordable and exciting for everyone. So, so please ask your questions. Maurice is going to chime in. I will stop and answer anything possible. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. This is the worst part of Zoom, by the way. I wish they made this interface better. Maurice, can you see the slideshow?
I can see the slideshow, Mark, yes.
Awesome. So welcome everyone to our safari preview, where we will go through, show you what we're gonna see, answer your questions. But first, I wanna talk to you about why travel is so important. And it's more important now than ever that we're stuck at home. And at Creative Photo Academy, we love travel, we love photography, we love to get out with you and do this. Because Mark Twain said it best, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And we've had great travels at the Creative Photo Academy to New York and New Orleans and New Mexico, where we get to meet different people around the United States. We've got to go to Ireland. There you go, Julie, right? I know that's the Republic, not Northern Ireland. And to Italy, or Japan, or Vietnam, or Cuba, where we're going soon, hopefully in March next year. But we want you to join us so that you can experience the world in a safe and fun and exciting way and get out and travel. So what is my goal for tonight? What is Maurice and what is our goal for tonight? Some of you are gonna say, that is awesome, we wanna join you. And some of you are gonna find that, maybe that's not my cup of tea, and that's okay. We want you to be happy and successful and fun and love what you do and what we do. So here we go. Our wonderful African safari is gonna be amazing. So this is me on my first safari to Africa. This was in 2005. I never dreamed that I would get to see an elephant that close, because the elephant is my favorite animal on safari. And it was so awesome the first time we got that close. And this was our first day on safari, on my first safari 12 safaris ago, how close we got. Because many of our students say it's the best vacation they've ever taken, and they can't wait to come back with us, because we have these amazing groups and see amazing things and have so much fun. And I can't wait to do it with you, to get out there. So a couple of you have asked, what animals are we gonna see? I'm gonna ask you, what animals do you wanna see? What is the animal that's on your bucket list? And don't say all of them, type in the one or two that you can't live without, right? Because we're gonna see the animals. The elephants are my favorite. Why? They're beautiful, they're gentle, they're so powerful, and they're just so communicative and loving to each other. It's fun to watch them, and sit and watch them we will. Some of you will say the giraffes and how wonderful they are and how comical and crazy they look right up close when you're with a giraffe. Some of you will say the birds, because the birds are phenomenal, or a leopard. And this is, I want to share this picture. This is from 2 safaris ago to Kenya. This was the first time in my life I have seen an entire leopard at one time. Usually you see them in a bush or in the tree. but here he was out walking. So do we have animals there, Pete? Are people asking for animals, Maurice?
No, no, yes, no,
All
no,
right,
yes. People want to
come on,
see
guys,
yes.
type in. This is interactive, right? And this is how you usually see a leopard, up in the tree, hiding. But we're going to be on safari together. It's going to be amazing. We're going to see the zebras and the hyenas and the baboons and more birds. And this is what it's like when we're on safari, out in the Jeep, up and around, doing our thing. It's fantastic. Flamingos, monkeys, cheetahs, lions, all of these we're going to capture, and we're going to have fun doing it. It's going to be amazing. So what animals are we going to see? We don't know. Every safari is like fishing. You never know what you're going to see. You never know what you're going to catch, but we're always going to see and catch something in this wonderful safari. So the question I ask is, who is this? This is Mark on safari, loving life, enjoying how fun and beautiful and magical it is. It's amazing when we're on safari, and hopefully we'll get to go together on safari and do these fun things. So what questions do you have? So a lot of you have questions about the travel, the weather, the lodging, the food, the vehicles, the safety, the animals. We'll answer all that. And if you have more questions at the end, we'll answer those too. I want everyone to feel comfortable and fun and excited about what we're going to do. Now, if you're planning a safari, whether with us or someone else, there's two basic places to go to see the animals. First is Southern Africa. I've done Southern Africa. It's okay. I prefer equatorial East Africa. So Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. So we've done Kenya safari half a dozen times. We've done Tanzania safari half a dozen times. We're doing Uganda with the gorillas the first time, and maybe soon we'll add Uganda with the animals as well, besides the gorillas and the chimpanzees. The greatest choice in your safari is where you go and which tour company you're going to use and which vehicle they're going to use. And there's many different vehicles on safari. If you take a budget trip or a trip that's not photo based, you're going to be in a minivan, not a great experience. If you go with a luxury safari company, you're going to get one of the theater style Land Rovers, which are very comfortable, but very difficult to photograph through. So we prefer the custom modified, photo modified Toyota Land Cruisers. And this is what we use in all of our safaris. They're made for 8 people or 9 people. We take 4. That gives everybody a 360-degree view. And what I love about it is you can photograph from the top and the bottom, so that if you want a high angle standing up or a low angle shooting through the window, you're able to do that. And with 4 of us in the vehicle, there's plenty of room to do that. You notice this vehicle has the top on it because for this week, we were gonna have some rain. Usually we take the tops off so that we just put a tarp over the top when we do get a little bit of rain. But this gives us the ability to photograph. It's great, it's fun, it's exciting. Any questions, Maurice? Oh, looks like Maurice is gone. Are you there, Maurice? So what do you pack? So what do you pack on safari? So we want you to be light and nimble. You don't need a lot. So a soft duffel bag, 3 sets of clothing. So that means 3 shirts, 3 pairs of pants, 3 underwears, 3 socks. A camp outfit, whether that's shorts and a t-shirt or a sundress or something to wear around the camp in the afternoon, a swimsuit, a light jacket, windbreaker, and a raincoat. That's about all you really need for safari, because they do laundry for you each and every night if you want, and you just don't need a lot. So every day I have my laundry done. So I wear the clothes I'm wearing today. I put them into the laundry. I put in a fresh set of clothes tonight, go to dinner with that, and that's what I wear in the morning. The next afternoon, you come back and your laundry's done and you have another fresh set of clothes there. So this is what I look like on safari. So you can see a hat, long sleeve shirt, long pants, sturdy shoes. You don't need hiking boots or anything special for safari, but just sturdy shoes. You can wear tennis shoes or jogging shoes if you want, Some people have even gone in flip-flops, and I understand that, but I would not recommend that. You know, hat, long sleeve shirt, long pants, sturdy shoes, and it's just great. So what camera gear are you going to bring? That 100% depends on you. Some people bring a basic digital SLR. Some people bring an all-in-one zoom camera. Some people are bringing the latest, greatest full-frame mirrorless cameras. So this is my kit. This is what I took on safari. This is what I take on safari. This is what I took with Maurice and I when we went to Uganda in July. So Mindshift First Light 40, 2 Nikon Z7s, a 24 to 70, 70 to 200, a 400 millimeter lens, and a 1.4 extender, and a 10 power pair of binoculars. So this gives me a great coverage. And you asked, Mark, why 2 cameras? I want 2 cameras so that I can always be prepared. So my first camera always has the long lens on it. So the 400 millimeter lens, either with or without the 1.4 extender, so I can get the closer up, the tighter shot. The 24 to 70 or the 70 to 200 on the second camera, so I can get a wider view. So what do you mean? You'll see some pictures in the show tonight where the animal is relatively small with a big scenery. That's with the 24 to 70. You'll see pictures with the whole herd of giraffe or the whole herd of zebra or the whole pride of lion. That's with the 70 to 200. And it's not that I don't want to change. Sometimes you don't have the choice to change. So I always keep that second camera loaded with the second lens. Maurice, are you back?
Welcome back. I am
Awesome.
back.
Do we have
Sorry,
any
technical
questions?
difficulties. Well, the questions we had, I think we answered some of those, was access to the gorillas, if it's difficult to access gorillas, or what are the hiking conditions?
Oh, we're going to go over all that.
Okay, those are the questions so far.
Awesome.
And the
All right, so guys, don't be afraid to ask questions. All right. So you don't need a tripod or a monopod. The Jeeps all come with bean bags, and you can see Cindy in the front has her Canon with a 300 2.8 lens with a 2x extender. Jenny has her Canon Rebel with an 18 to 200 lens. So you can do whatever you want. That's 100% up to you. Both of them are using the beanbag to stabilize. That way it lightens our load, makes it easier to travel. The Jeeps will all have the beanbags for us when we're on safari. And you can see we're resting the camera on the rail on the top of the Jeep. And that makes it a very stable, easy platform. If you want to shoot from low, you're going to put the beanbag in the window and set the lens right in the window. And it makes a great way to photograph. So what is a typical day on safari like? So we wake up about 6 in the morning, whatever time you want to wake up. You'll leave your wake up call and they'll take care of you in the morning. 6 o'clock, 6:30 at sunrise, we'll meet for our morning game drive. We'll go out, we'll photograph a couple, 3 hours, get back and have breakfast, take a break, take a swim, relax, download pictures, chat, go for a walk, do what other activities they have in the lodge. 2 o'clock, we'll gather for lunch. 3 o'clock, we'll go out for our afternoon game drive, get back about 6:30, have about an hour to shower, change, have a cocktail. We'll meet in the bar, share our pictures, and then have dinner and drinks. It's just so much fun. I love this life on safari and how fun and exciting it is. So what do you have to add here, Maurice?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things on safari is the relaxation. We take care of you. There's Oscar who will be with us as well to make sure that everything is handled nicely, no stress, and we just photograph and have a good time. Like you said, in the afternoon, we'll sit back, review our images, and then get ready for another second drive in the evening, and we'll see great wildlife.
Absolutely. So much fun. I can't wait. You know, and gang, it's not camping. I don't want anyone to have fears about the accommodations. I have personally been to, Maurice has personally been to all of the places we're going. They're phenomenal. You know, that's one of the reasons why we went to Uganda in July, is to see the accommodations and test everything out. It's amazing. You know, even the tented camps, this is at Kichwa Tembo tented camp. It's a tent, but it has a bathroom, it has a shower, it has everything in there. It's just fantastic and luxurious and fun. And there's a dining room and a bar at all of the places where you eat. You know, we'll talk about the meals in just a second, but it's just a great experience. So there we go. So some of the lodges will eat, here we are outside. So they set out on the patio. Some of them will eat inside. Some of the lodges have plated menus, so they'll ask you to order your dinner or your breakfast the meal before. So you sit down, your meal comes. Some of them have a buffet, and there's traditional European American food. There's Indian food, there's vegetarian and vegan food. So there's plenty of food for everybody, no matter what you eat. And no, you're not eating rattlesnakes and hippopotamus, guys. No, you don't. You can if you want to, I guess, but nope, that's not what we're eating. We're having, you know, bacon and eggs for breakfast, and soup and salad and steaks for dinner, and pasta and soups, and just great, a lot of fun. So any comments there, Maurice?
Yeah, so we have a question from Roger here. What's the longest lens do you need to have on safari?
So the longest lens you need to have on safari is the longest lens you can carry. You know, I have never had a lens that was too long. You know, I use my 400 2.8 with a 1.4 converter. I took on this last safari a 500 5.6. But that's generally where you want to be. Some people will travel with a 600 or an 800. But you really do need to get to 400. I recommend that everyone gets to 400 with their lens. Now, if you can't afford it and don't want to carry a lens that big, I understand that. Don't. You know, a 200 or a 300 will get you close, but it's not going to give you to the tight headshots that I want. So we're doing, in July of 2022, we are going to Kenya and Uganda in equatorial East Africa. Kenya was a British colony, independent in 1963. There are 41 million people in Kenya, and they all speak Swahili, English, and their tribal tongue, what they call their mother tongue. Kenya is an amazing country. I love being in Kenya. It's such a great place to go and photograph and see. When we go to Kenya in July and August next year, we're going to start in Nairobi. We're going to go down to Amboseli, right on the Tanzania border, and see the elephants and Mount Kilimanjaro. And then we'll go to the Masai Mara and see all of the animals on the Masai Mara. It's going to be an amazing experience with us on Photo Safari in Kenya. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Many of you are here to hear about when Maurice and I were in Uganda in July. So Uganda was a British protectorate, gained its independence in 1962, 47 million people. English is the official language in Uganda. Everyone speaks great English, so that's not a worry for us. Not in Kenya either. They speak English, Swahili, and whatever their mother tongue or tribal language is. So in Uganda, we'll be flying into Entebbe, which is the international airport just out of Kampala, the capital, and flying over to Kibale National Forest and Bwindi National Park to see the chimpanzees and the gorillas. So you've met Maurice, you've met Mark. The one you haven't met so far is Oscar. So Oscar is our guide in Kenya. Oscar has been working with Maurice and I for 10 or 12 years. He's an amazing guy. He's one of the top guides for Private Safari Company, the top safari company in Kenya. And the thing about going with Oscar is he knows everyone and he can make anything within reason happen. So do you have any comments for us, Maurice?
No, absolutely. Going with Oscar, or we talked about this earlier, is that it makes it much more easier, given that Oscar and I have worked together. The hotels in Uganda, Amos, great friends, and they roll out the red carpet for us. You see, we go to the airport, they pull us from the lines if necessary to kind of make things work for us. So I have the reach, Mark and I, we have the reach and the resources to make it that much comfortable. We feel very comfortable when we are in Uganda and in Kenya.
Absolutely. And that's why we always feel comfortable taking you with us, that it's as safe as it can be, as fun as it can be, and going to offer you the experience that you want. And I'm very excited. I can't wait to share the rest of the pictures with you, share the experiences that Maurice and Oscar and I have had together, and then bring you into the family and take you with us as we go. So if you have questions, here's Maurice's information. You'll get this by email also tomorrow from me. So Maurice is our Africa connection. He does the logistics. He gets you registered, helps you with the airfare if you need help finding that. So Maurice can be reached, his phone number there, the email is there. SM Expedition website is active, so you guys can check him out, see what he does. And you all know me from Paul's Photo and the Creative Photo Academy. So we're here to help. We want to make this happen. So what are the particulars? So next summer, we are actually taking 3 groups to Africa. The first group, the first Kenya safari, we gave a presentation like this in June and it sold out in 2 days. So we sold 20 tickets in 2 days. So you can see there are 4 tickets left for the Kenya safari. There are 2 tickets left on the Uganda Guerrilla Trek for next July and August. So for those of you who are interested, email Maurice tonight right after the presentation, call him tomorrow, put your deposits in. We don't want to see anybody who wants to go excluded. And we are limited. Why are we limited? We're limited on the rooms at the lodges. So the lodges only have so many rooms to give us. You know, in Uganda, the lodges are small. They only have room for 12. They only have 12 rooms, each of the lodges. So that's the limit as to how many people we can take. We can take 12 rooms worth. So does anybody have any questions about that?
Mark, one of the questions here is, how far out do you go from base camp on safari?
Oh my gosh. So I didn't mention this, but occasionally we will take a lunch with us and be gone all day. So we might drive 50 or 75 miles to find the animals, depending on where they are. But most of the time we're right outside of base camp. So, you know, let's say at Kichwatembo, we're a couple miles from the camp to the gate. And then inside the gate, you're in the park, and we've seen lions and elephants right there by the gate. We've seen them right at the gate, as a matter of fact. So you don't really have to go far. We can go far. That's why we're have 2 different lodges. So 3 nights in the north and 3 nights in the south in the Marara, so that we have access to where the animals are. Because you never know where the migration animals will be. Are they going to be in the north or the south? We want to make it easy to get from place to place. Any other questions, Maurice?
Yes, Mark. On safari, do we have sundowners on the game drive?
What do you think, Maurice? Do we have sundowners?
We always have sundowners, yes. Yes.
The guides will pack whatever you want. I mean, if you want a cocktail for sundowner, you betcha. Yeah. You know, sometimes we'll be racing to get the photos, and we'll have to get out of the park at sundown. We'll miss the sunset, but we'll certainly have a cocktail. And if we miss one out on the drive, we'll certainly have one when we get back to the lodge. And you know, gang, your sundowner can be an iced tea or a Coca-Cola. It doesn't matter. The whole point is we're having it together. We're spending the time together in this amazing location and enjoying it. So here are the particulars on the trip. You'll get this by email as well tomorrow. So what's included: the lodges and the meals, the safaris, the guide, the park fees, the internal airfare. What's not included is your international airfare, the visas, the insurance, some meals. You know, so the meals coming and going at the lodges, at the hotels on the way in and out, some of those are included, some are not. Alcohol, soft drinks, laundry, and tips are not included. So we'll talk about that if you guys have questions about that. You know, so my bill, my bar bill for laundry and cocktails at the end of a safari, maybe $100, $125. We're not spending a ton of money on that stuff. So, and it's all very reasonable. Any other questions, Maurice?
Yes, Mark. Well, question here comes here. Can you fly directly into Entebbe?
No, there are no flights. Uganda Air does not fly to the United States. So we have to fly through a destination or a hub. So from Los Angeles, we're lucky because we have a direct flight on KLM. So I'm a Delta flyer. So Delta and KLM are partners. So Los Angeles to Amsterdam, leaves Los Angeles about 1:30 in the afternoon, gets to Amsterdam about 6:37 in the morning, gets you ready for that 10 o'clock flight from Amsterdam to either Nairobi or Entebbe. So when you fly to Entebbe, you first are going to stop in Kigali, Rwanda. So that's just a brief stop where they let people off, bring people on, and then 40 minutes later, you land in Entebbe. So that's a direct flight from Amsterdam to Entebbe. Who else flies to Entebbe? Maurice?
No, so Mark, the Qatar flies into Entebbe as well.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, Uganda Airlines just announced that they'll be flying from Entebbe to Dubai, which means if you take the Emirates, you'll be able to fly 16 hours into Dubai and then straight from Dubai into Uganda.
Correct.
That's coming out later this year.
Yep. So that's into Uganda and into Nairobi. Oh my gosh, you can fly British Airways through London, Air Kenya on Air France, Air Kenya through Paris and New York, on Turkish Air through Istanbul, Qatar Air through Doha, and Emirates through Dubai. So there's a lot of choices. I just like the Amsterdam route because it's faster and there's no layover required. Most of the other trips require you to spend a night in the city, in the European or the Arabian city where you are, and then fly out in the morning. So it just depends on what you want to do. Now, if you want to spend 3 days in Paris, great. Fly Air France to Paris and Air Kenya from Paris to Nairobi. That's great. That's all on you. All that we require is that you have to be with us at the time that we specify. So for Kenya, you're going to be in Nairobi at 10 o'clock on whatever day we're landing, so that we all land together. They can pick us up. If you're flying to Uganda, you're going to be at the airport in Entebbe. And all the flights seem to arrive at a similar time, so that's not a difficult. That's not as difficult to achieve as it might seem.
Yeah.
So we like Amsterdam. Amsterdam's a fun city. If you've never done Amsterdam, 2 or 3 days in Amsterdam are fun. It's exciting. The new museums are there. There's great walking. There's great history. The people are amazing. They all speak English, and you can even go out and get yourself a cup of coffee and sit on the canals and see all kinds of fun stuff. It's amazing fun.
Mark, I like that when you mentioned about being in Amsterdam for a break. I've done that before and I've enjoyed it. I've broken to the point where I've gone to Amsterdam for 2 days and then driven to Brussels or Bruges and Antwerp for another 2 days, and it makes it much more fun. So for the cost of one ticket, you're able to see Amsterdam and also Brussels and Bruges and Antwerp.
Sure. And all of that is possible, guys. It's all up to you. If you need to talk to me about that, you need to talk to Maurice, call us. We'll be glad to help you with that stuff. Maurice has a friend who can help you make the airfare arrangements. It's all possible, whatever you want to do. Now, a lot of you have questions about the Guerrilla Trek. And I am so glad Maurice and I just got back from the Guerrilla Trek. So what did you think of the Guerrilla Trek, Maurice?
It was easy. It was fun. It's doable, and everyone can do it. And we took our time. It took us, Mark, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Took 2 hours to get in.
It was enjoyable.
Very enjoyable.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We made contact with the silverbacks, and the guys were so phenomenal. They let us have more than an hour with the silverbacks.
Yes, exactly. So once again, we'll be flying. So whether you're going to meet us first in Entebbe, so if you're flying to start the Guerrilla Trek with us, you're going to fly from LA or wherever, Amsterdam or wherever, to Entebbe. You'll get picked up, taken to the hotel. Those of us who are coming from Nairobi will come from Nairobi to the airport in Entebbe. We'll all meet up at the hotel together. And then the next morning, we will get up, drive back to the airport, and fly out to Kasese, which is the gateway to Kibale National Forest. And along the way, as we're driving in Uganda, this is a sunrise in Uganda. It was amazing. You know, there's Maurice and I in Uganda on the Safari Air flight. There's Maurice in the Primate Lodge. We're having our sundowner, and it was just fantastic. So Uganda is a beautiful country. The area we're going is hilly, mountainous. There are these beautiful crater lakes, people out doing their agriculture. So this is a farming area. So this gentleman has just harvested a bunch of tea. So he has a bunch of tea leaves. He's heading into the market to sell his teas. And you'll also see bananas upon bananas, you know, the bicycles with the bananas. There's probably 500 pounds worth of bananas on one of these bicycles as they're moving them to the market. We'll get to see that on the road. We may even get to stop and talk to the guys with their bananas. It's so much fun to be there. But they're going to take us to Kibale National Park. And this is where we get to meet the chimpanzees. We'll be staying at the Primate Lodge. Maurice mentioned his friend Amos, who is the owner of the Primate Lodge. Amazing guy, built this lodge from scratch. It's a phenomenal property right in the forest with the chimpanzees. And there's where we have the sundowner right there so the dining room is behind us, and it's just a great lodge. The rooms are amazing, and it's just a lot of fun. So we'll get up in the morning, we'll go to the Chimpanzee Center and meet our guide for our chimpanzee walk. He will talk to us about the chimpanzees, what we'll see in the forest, the birds, the other primates that we'll see. And the Chimpanzee Trek is a very easy 1 mile flat walk out from the Chimpanzee Lodge to where we see the chimpanzees. And it's a great experience. And it'll be our first real experience as we go out together to find the primates. And our time with the chimpanzees will be truly magical. You'll see them in the forest. We'll see them eating and grooming each other and just being chimpanzees. And you get right up close. So this is with a 70 to 200 lens. I'm probably about 6 feet away from the chimpanzee, making the picture. Mother and baby, phenomenal experience. Just, we're right there with them. And you get to hear them. They vocalize it. All that stuff swinging from the trees. All of the behavior that you've seen in movies and television and the Discovery Channel and the National Geographic Channel right in front of you. So there's the mother grooming the little one. Fantastic opportunities. And on the day that we do the chimpanzee hike, the night before, after we get in, we'll do a night walk in the jungle outside of the Chimpanzee Lodge, the Primate Lodge, because there are all of the night primates, like the bush babies, that we'll get to see with a light. Not going to be real easy to photograph them, but we'll get to see them because it'll be fun and we'll be out in the jungle, seeing and hearing the jungle at night. Any questions, Maurice, or any comments about the chimpanzees?
Yeah, there's a question there actually. How strenuous is the hike in and out to the gorillas?
Oh, we're going to get to that.
And do people need assistance on the hike? Yes, we'll get to that.
So we're going to get to that. So,
yes.
So how did you feel about our time with the chimpanzees, Maurice?
It was ample. Mark, we had plenty of time with the silverback, the primates. In fact, the guides gave us all the latitude, told us to take our time in it, and we were able to just enjoy ourselves, video the primates and photograph the primates. We had plenty of time with them.
Oh, absolutely.
Enough time.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So then we will transfer to Bahoma and Mahogany Springs Lodge. So this is the porch where you sit and have your cocktails right here. And this is the mountain right there where the gorillas are. And you can see it right from the hotel. It's amazing. It's a luxurious lodge. It's fun. It's exciting. And just, we're right there, just right around the corner from where the gorillas live. And I can't wait to go there with you. So the Guerrilla Trek, we will arrange, actually the Guerrilla Rangers arrange the walk for about an hour walk or about a 2-hour walk. Now, I'll say, guys, you got to practice. You got to get ready. You know, Maurice and I said it was nothing because we had been training for it. So we'll break the group up into those who go on the easy walk or the moderate walk, but it is so worth it. The group we went with had people that were not very fit, and they made the walk just fine. So you asked me, how do you prepare for the Guerrilla Trek? Walk an hour or two, 2 to 4 times a week. Just walk in the neighborhood. You know, if you're local here in Southern California, we'll be doing the Guerrilla training hikes once a month, so that we'll get you out on the trails and climbing and get you acclimatized to what the Guerrilla Walk is going to be. So here is Evelyn, who's going on the Guerrilla Walk, and Jane, who's going on the Guerrilla Walk, and Michelle, who's going on the Guerrilla Walk, and Peter, who's going on the Guerrilla Walk, and Mark, who's going on the Guerrilla Walk, and John, who's going on the Guerrilla Walk. So they're all going to go with us. We're going to see the gorillas, and we want everyone to see the gorillas as well. So did that answer your questions about the strenuousness of the hike? And so do you want more information about the hike? I mean, I'll give you more information about the hike. So we start out at 8 o'clock at the ranger station. And at the ranger station, you'll meet the rangers. We'll have a briefing on going up to the gorillas. And then we'll be divided into groups. And we'll be divided into groups by the difficulty of the hike. So here we are in Bahoma, and that's where we'll be. And you can see there are 4 gorilla groups that are habituated in the area of Bahoma. And so the rangers will separate us by ability in groups of 8, and we will go out and hike and see the gorillas. Now, this is how I'm dressed for the gorillas. Hat, long sleeve shirt, long pants. Now here I'm wearing real hiking boots, my real hiking boots, gaiters, and we use gaiters to protect our ankles from the mud and the safari ants. So you need to have gaiters so that it seals your legs so that the ants can't crawl up your legs. That's all you need it for. And a walking stick. Now, some people bring their trekking poles if you're a trekking pole person. If not, they have walking sticks for you at the Guerrilla Lodge. So they just give you a stick and off you go with it, and then you return it at the end of the day. This is what the hike looks like. So you can see we're on a trail, and the first part of the hike, you know, an hour, hour and a half, almost 2 hours, you're on the trail. It's fairly steep, but we go slow. And we make it so that everyone can make it. So in front of us is our group that we went with. You'll see here's the total group. So there were 8 of us on the trip. We had a ranger in the front of the group, a ranger in the back of the group, and we had our porters. So the porters carry your stuff. So your camera bag, your water, your lunch, the porters will carry that. For 20 bucks, you hire a porter. Everybody should hire a porter for 20 bucks. And then you give them a $5 tip at the end. You know, so for 25 bucks, you don't have to carry anything with you. It makes it amazingly easy and fun. So comments about that, Maurice?
No, Mark, just to add on to what you just said, one about the hiking preparation to Bahoma. I know we're doing it once a month, but if someone feels compelled, if you're in Los Angeles, I do hike almost every weekend. Just drop me an email, say, Maurice, I want to hike this Saturday. If you're available, I'll hike with you and get you ready for the gorilla tracking. Now, what we did see also, Mark, and we made a comment of this on the shoes, boots makes a big difference. We saw someone in front of us slipping and falling all the time because they had Nike shoes, very slippery. So that makes for very uncomfortable being on the trails.
Yes, so real hiking boots. You know, for those of you who signed up, I sent a recommendation to you. I sent you a link to REI for a Merrell hiking boot that's extremely appropriate for this adventure. I hope you'll take us up on that. Now, if you can't hike, if you're physically unable, we can always do an African helicopter for you.
Mark, is that me?
Maurice. Yes. So I want everyone to have the goal to walk to the gorillas. But if you can't, if you're unable and you still want to join us, you're welcome. So it's $500 to have the guys carry you up to the gorillas. And I know a lot of you are saying, sign me up, but I want you to have the full experience and enjoy it.
Mark, someone says that's how they want to come to pose photo on a helicopter.
They want it with the fan and the girls, right? With the, like Cleopatra, that's how they want to come. Exactly. But we will do it, whatever it takes to make you guys happy and get you there. So any other comments or questions, Maurice, or anything you want to add? How was your ride in the helicopter, Maurice?
Mark, the seats are very comfortable. You feel very safe, very comfortable. And honestly, I think maybe next time I should do the helicopter service, so I don't have to walk up.
Yeah, but you're almost 300 pounds. That's a lot of helicoptering, dude. But they'll get you.
No, it was very comfortable. It was very comfortable. The seats were almost bucket seats. There's, of course, a water holder in there, and you really feel safe and comfortable. So for those who feel a little bit challenged, and this is an option as well, and it's a good option. And what they're saying is, don't feel bad asking for helicopter service.
Absolutely.
It's a service they have, yes.
And the helicopter is also there if something were to happen. If you were to slip and you weren't able to finish the hike, they would come get you with the helicopter and you wouldn't miss out. So, yeah.
Correct. And Mark, what is the cost of the helicopter? That's a question as well.
It's about $500. It's $300 plus. Depends on the length of the hike, but it starts at $300 and then a tip. So I'm just telling everybody $500 so that they're all prepared for that.
Good idea. I like that.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Any other questions?
No, Mark. One of the comments is, I'm fairly in shape, and I will say, rent a porter. Let the porter carry your bag to your camera. It makes it much more easier. Always rent a porter. Yeah, so don't feel bad about it. Rent a porter for $20. It will make your hike to the silverback that much easier.
Can I tell you something else about the porter guys? The porters come from the local village. They wait in line for 3 months for a day to get to be a porter because $25 will feed their family for 6 weeks in Uganda. And they need the money. And to us, I mean, what's $25, right? So for me, could I have carried my camera bag to the top? Yes. Would it have been a strain for me? No. Was I happy to give my camera bag to the guy and not worry about it? Yes. Was I happy to give him $25 to help him out? Heck yeah. So, I mean, it's like the least we can do to the local people, for the local people. Their economy in the towns, in the villages around the gorilla sanctuary have become 100% dependent on the gorilla. So that's why we have gorillas, because they won't let the poachers go in and get the gorillas anymore. Because in the old days, the Chinese would pay $25 for a dead gorilla. Now 10 people pay $25 to hike to see the gorillas to give a tip. 20 people pay $1,000 for the gorilla permit that goes to the park that helps to protect the gorillas. So the money we pay, the fees we pay, are what makes it so that we have gorillas today to see. I didn't put this in the show, but it's very important. So this area, this very small area, Bwindi Impenetrable Forest National Park houses half of the mountain gorillas left in the world. And there are four little villages where you can go see the gorillas from. We're going to one of those villages from Maurice and I when we checked it out, the best village with the best accommodations, the easiest hiking, and the best access to the gorillas. And that's why we're going there. We're going there to support the people that keep the gorillas safe so that our children can go to see the gorillas too, and the gorillas will continue to live there safely. Anything else to add to that, Maurice?
No, that's good. There's a question here on what's the elevation gain in those 2 hours and what is the altitude?
So you started about 4,000 and we went up to about 5,500. So you gained 1,500, 1,600.
1,500.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
The other question that came up, Mark, which we made a note of, is what type of currency should we have for the safari, and any recommendation, how much should we have available?
So you're going to bring US dollars, and you're going to bring, it depends on what we're doing, right? So if you're going on the Guerrilla and Chimpanzee Trek, you're going to need a certain amount of money. For the safari part, you're going to need a certain amount of money, but I would think $500 each, unless you're going to do a helicopter. So the helicopter is going to be at $500 per day for the helicopter. And that's all cash, guys. You need green American money to do these things. And so we'll talk about that. So you'll get the information from us as we get a little bit closer, but we take care of you and all that stuff so that you make sure that you're aware of everything.
And Mark, small bills.
Small bills.
Dollars for tipping, small bills.
Yeah, ones, fives, tens. So one of the things that's changed, it used to be that we would give $1 here, $1 there. We don't do that anymore. You know, you put a $20 bill in the tip box at the lodge. So for the guy who carries your bag to the room, for the guy who brings you coffee, for your waiter, for the barkeeper, all that kind of stuff. So, Maurice and I, at the end of our day, we would put $20 in the tip box at the lodge for those people. And that's how we take care of that. So when you're hiking, you start out hiking, you're hiking through the village, you'll get to see the villagers. You start out the hike through the farmland. Tea, coffee, and bananas is what they grow there. So you can see tea on the right, coffee on the left, and bananas in the middle, and a little girl there as well. So that's where you start the hike in the village, and then you go up into the mountains to where we're going to see the gorillas. And this is what it looks like with the gorillas. You are in the jungle, and it's the strongest jungle, the deepest jungle you could ever imagine. And thank God that our rangers have machetes to cut us through, and they'll even cut down the vines and the bushes so you get a better view of the gorillas, because that's why we're there. We're going 2 days to the gorillas. Each day we get an hour with the gorillas. So we hike an hour or two to get there. We get an hour time with the gorillas, and it's amazing. It's fantastic to be with a 200 millimeter lens across 6 or 8 feet from a gorilla. In fact, you'll see they touched me twice while we were there. We saw mothers and babies.
Mark, you didn't say, Mark, there's one video they told us not to show where the silverback came right up to you and walked
I'm
right
I'm gonna share it today because we're not posting it on social media. They said I can't post it on social media. But this is what it looks like. These are the pictures we're going to make. And this is the experience we're going to have. And it's absolutely phenomenal. It's just amazing to be able to spend
Mark, a question that came up, and I was thinking about this as well. And I want to say that these are Mark's photos.
Yes.
We were there. These are Mark's photos. Yes.
So all of the photos you're seeing, well, a little bit from like the safari lodges and stuff like that I got from the lodges, but all of the rest of the photos are mine from when Maurice and I have been to Africa together. So that's, people ask how close do you get? There's Maurice on the left and the gorilla on the right. And this is with a 24mm lens. I've got the 24-70 on the Z7, and I'm laying in the foliage, getting close. You can see the ranger here in the background, another one, that's Francis, one of our buddies there. Just amazing. There we are. That's how close you get. And it's 100% safe. I never felt threatened at all by the gorillas. The rangers are there watching. If you get too close or the gorillas have some behavior, they will get you, they'll get you taken care of. So here's the video I'm not supposed to show you guys. So this is how close you get to the gorillas. There's the silverback. He's going to walk right by me. You hear the rangers giving us instruction. That gorilla was uncomfortable walking this close, so she went the other way. Right? So she didn't like it. Right? There they are.
There it is.
She walked right by me. I didn't do anything wrong. I stood still as you're supposed to as she walked by me. That's what it's like. Oh my gosh. Any questions about the gorillas, Maurice?
No, I think that was one of the questions that came up as far as those images and how close we were. Yes.
It's amazing. And then we'll have 2 afternoons. So we go to see the gorillas in the morning. We'll get back, early in the afternoon after lunch. And then one of the afternoons we'll go into the village and we'll visit this amazing charity Ride for a Woman, where they take the local women, and it's a cooperative. They sew, they weave. We'll meet Evie on the right and her assistant Shannon on the left, who run this amazing project to support the local women. And it'll be just a fun afternoon of visiting and meeting other people and people to people, being human beings on this planet with people that are completely different than us, but you find out that they're exactly the same as us. And then the next afternoon, we're going to go on a hike to the waterfalls. And this is about a 3-mile hike, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles out and back. That's just absolutely beautiful through a different part of the jungle. That's absolutely phenomenal. And these are optional. You don't have to do these, but they're a lot of fun, and it's just going to be exciting and just great to do it. And the pictures are going to be amazing. So we invite you to join us for the Gorilla Safari. There's 2 spots left on the Gorilla Safari. Does anybody else have any questions? Do you have any comments? Anything I missed, Maurice?
No, Mark, you're good. There's a question from Jill. Should we bring something to lie on? Because they saw you lying on the doing the gorilla tracking, but that's how much you got carried away with it. You just you were in your element, and you were in your element, and I saw it. Yes, I captured it.
No, and even if you did, you couldn't bring it because they take everything away from you as we approach the gorillas. So all you can have with you is your camera in your hand as we get right up close. So if you were to have a blanket or something like that, they're afraid that could scare them. So the answer to that, Jill, is no. But I didn't need anything. Did you think we needed anything, Maurice?
No, we did not. We did not, Mark. Just to segue into a question that came. So 1 day with the chimps and 2 days with the silverbacks. That's the thing that came in as well.
Yep.
For that. Yes.
Yes, 1 day with the gorilla. 1 day with the chimps as a warm up, and then 2 days with the gorillas. Yes.
Yes.
And then it's not over, gang. We're off to Kenya. Now, remember that these are either or both. So the Guerrilla Safari, the Kenya Safari are independent. You can take either or both. And I understand that some of you don't want to do the gorillas. That's fine. And you just want to do Kenya. That's awesome. Great. Whatever you want. But Kenya is amazing. We're going to fly in Nairobi, go down to Amboseli, one of my favorite parks in Kenya, and then off to Masai Mara, to my absolutely favorite park in Kenya. So we'll start out with 2 nights at the Nairobi Serena in downtown Nairobi. So we'll get there to relax, acclimatize. So those of us who've just come back from Uganda will want an afternoon off, a little bit of resting. For those of you who've just come from the States, you'll want to get on the time and everything. So we'll spend our first night there in Nairobi in the luxurious rooms at the Nairobi Serena. And then the next day we'll go for lunch. We'll go out to Karen, the Karen part of Nairobi, to Tamambo, which is on the Karen Blixen property. Amazing place for lunch. Great location. We always go there. So there's the group. You see Oscar at the end of the table. And we just have fun. And it's a great lunch, a great way to get started, because then we're going to go off to the Giraffe Manor, to the Giraffe Center, where you'll get to meet the giraffes, and you'll get to pet a giraffe, feed a giraffe, because that's what they do. They have giraffe chow right there. You grab the giraffe chow, the giraffes will come over to you. And if you want, you can kiss a giraffe. Exactly right. So what you do is you hold the giraffe chow right in your lips, and the giraffe will come down and grab the little piece of the chow right from your lips. And so you can see the women. You can see the woman on the left there with the sunglasses, and the woman on the right here with the giraffe chow. And that's how you kiss a giraffe. Only if you want to. If you think, ooh, no, you don't have to do it. But it's so much fun. It's such a great experience. And then, any questions about the giraffes?
No question, Mark. You're good.
And then we'll go off to meet the Sheldricks at the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. And the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust is an amazing organization. They are there. So the giraffes are to protect the orphan giraffes. At the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, they protect the orphaned elephants and rhinoceros. So we're going to ask you to join ahead of time to become a foster parent, to adopt a rhinoceros or a elephant. It costs $50 to do this. We all should do it, because that will allow us to come to the adoptive parents meet and greet in the afternoon. And it's just so much fun, because you get to see the little elephants, you get to interact with them. So you get to, so by sponsoring an elephant or rhino, you sponsor this amazing program. You get to meet your elephant, you get to touch your elephant if you wish, and you get to see them. So that's the picture left of Senator John Kerry. He has adopted an elephant, and he's being able, because he was Secretary of State at the time, got to feed his elephant. But we won't get to do that, but we're going to get close. We're going to interact with them. We're going to see them take their bottles in the evening. We're going to get up close to them as they play and cavort. And we'll have some great, amazing elephant time. We'll hear from the rangers what it's like to work with the elephants, to raise the elephants. We'll meet the rhinos that they have at the facility. We'll meet the rangers. We'll see the rangers in the pens with the elephants, where they spend the night with them and train them. And you'll get to have just a great experience, up close and personal, with the elephants and the rhinos, while supporting an amazing charity that does great work. And get just to make these amazing pictures and have these great moments. And this is on our rest day, the first day, the rest day, where we've got our jet lag. We don't feel great, but we're going to have this amazing experience, so we won't care. And then we'll go back to the hotel and have an amazing dinner and some cocktails and go to bed. And in the morning, we get up and fly to Amboseli in the bush. Any questions, Maurice, or comments?
Yes, Mark, maybe if you need to clarify that all these activities happen on each segment of the safari, group one and
Yes.
group two. There's a question.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So the Kenya Safari first part, July 14th, and the Kenya Safari, July 29th, I believe it is, exactly the same itinerary. We're going to do the same thing. So both groups are 100% equal. Yes. And then we'll go out to Wilson Airport in Nairobi and fly off to Amboseli. Amboseli is amazing. We'll be out photographing. You can see 4 people in the Jeep photographing easily. And that's what it's like. This is how close you get to the elephants. And we'll be at the Amboseli Serena Lodge with Mount Kilimanjaro in the background and all the animals around us. It's beautiful. It's a fantastic location. It's a great lodge. And we're right by Amboseli National Park. And we'll go out, and this is the picture we want. This is the classic photo from Amboseli. And hopefully we'll get it. There's no guarantee, but we're going to be there. And we will see more elephants than you can shake a stick at. And it's phenomenal. And here's my version of that great photo, shot with the 70 to 200 lens. Why I wanted the 70 to 200, so I could get the elephants and Kili in the background. Questions, Maurice? There was a laugh there.
No, yeah, there was a question earlier. I think we missed this one on while we were doing the Uganda parties. Can we take photographs with the villagers in Uganda? The answer is yes.
Absolutely, yes. All you have to do is talk to them. Everyone speaks English. And, you know, it's just amazing. So much fun. And that's what it's like. You get right up close to this adolescent elephant. So much fun. And you never know what you're going to see. So Maurice, this is killing me because you know what? When do I want to go? I want to go tomorrow, right? I don't know if I can wait another year to go to see everything we're going to see in Amboseli and capture the pictures we're going to capture. And yes, we'll see hippos and lions there in Amboseli. We'll see the cheetahs in the trees because they have tree cheetahs there. And we'll get beautiful sunsets and sunrises. And we'll see the birds. Yes. The ostrich, the baboon, the impala, and the elephants. Did I tell you we're going to see elephants in Amboseli? And it's just going to be glorious. It's going to be phenomenal. And I can't wait to be there with you. And then we're off to the Mara. And we're going to see the animals in the Masai Mara. So we have 2 camps in the Mara, Sarova Mara Game Camp, which is going to be up in the northern part of the Masai Mara. And then my favorite camp in the whole wide world, Kichwatembo, down in the southern Mara. Phenomenal locations, beautiful, picturesque, amazing. I just love both these camps. They're fantastic. Yeah, but like I said, Kichwatembo is my favorite place in the whole wide world because they're fun and luxurious and amazing. And we're going to do this together because this is what it looks like in the Mara. So you've got the escarpment behind you, the animals in the foreground. So this is with the 70 to 200 as well to get the elephants with the escarpment. Or here the lions with the jeeps. And we'll see lions. Yes, we'll see lions. Yes, we'll see lions. Yes, we'll see lions. Yeah. And we'll have fun doing it. And we'll make amazing pictures. And we'll see birds. Yes. The lilac-crested roller, amazing. We'll see giraffes and leopards and hyenas and rhinoceros, we hope. when we're there in the Mara. And we'll be out chasing, finding, seeing what we see. Yeah. We'll see prides of lions, big groups of lions, interacting together, living together. And just observing. One of the things I love about going with our group is we slow down. We spend more time with the animals. We don't drive around a lot. We find the animals and we stay with them. We track with them. So last time we were there, we were with 5, I can't remember whether I put the pictures in, but we had 5 cheetah brothers hunting. And we stayed with them all day and watched them. And it was so amazing. We'll watch the lions hunt if we have an opportunity. We'll see them move and the beauty of that. The baboons, the giraffe, the crane. Yes, phenomenal, glorious, beautiful. Saddle-billed stork. You saw a picture of one of him flying earlier. Fantastic animal, right? And this is why we have the 4-wheel drive Jeeps, gang. We can go anywhere and see anything. So beautiful. And as we go out to the plains, on the plains, the animals will start to gather. And we'll see groups, bigger groups of the hooved animals. So there, that's how close you get, gang. So this cheetah was using our Jeep as a block so that he was hunting a wildebeest at the time and they couldn't see him. So there's the cheetah brothers I talked about. Look at that. One of my favorite pictures ever on safari, right? After they made their kill. Cheetah with three cubs. All the wildebeest out on the plains. Yes, it's an amazing land with beautiful things to see. And then we'll find the migration. We'll find the wildebeest and the zebras together. And hopefully, God willing, we'll get to see them cross the Mara River. And what an amazing experience that is. Now, I've been to the Mara on safari 6 times already. I've only seen the crossing twice because it doesn't happen all the time. There's no guarantee. But since we booked the north and the south, our chances of seeing the crossing are greatly increased because we'll be there for 3 whole days up in the north. And it's phenomenal when it happens. But even if we don't get to see it, safari is fantastic. And every day sees something new. Every day sees something amazing. And we'll capture this beautiful time and this beautiful location together. This is right outside the lodge at Kichwatembo. We were there and it was sunset and there were the elephants. 25 elephants right there by our lodge. Yes. What will our safari hold? What will be the magic? I don't know. I can't wait and see. But you know what? We'll do it together. And on the last day, as we come back, we will end up back at the Nairobi Serena, where we'll have a day room. We'll get a chance to shower, repack, and get ready to go to the airport for our 11 o'clock flight out of Nairobi or out of Entebbe back to the United States. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to make some pictures? To learn your camera, to make the pictures you've always wanted? To get those beautiful once-in-a-lifetime moments? I can't wait to do it with you when we're out there on safari. So much fun, so exciting. Yes. So our team, so I'm Mark, you've met Maurice, you'll get to meet Oscar when we land. It's going to be an amazing time. If you're interested, please send Maurice an email or call him tonight. Get your reservation started. We're very limited on the spots left. So we have 4 spots left for Kenya, 2 spots left for Uganda. Does anybody have any questions, Maurice?
No, I think Mark, you answered the questions. There was questions on the weight limit as well, how much weight you need to bring, but I think you can talk about that as well.
So we like to see you bring your suitcase of about 25 pounds. And if you follow the guidelines that I send you, so I'm going to send you a video tomorrow, 2 videos, how to pack your camera bag and how to pack your suitcase. And if you follow those guidelines, your suitcase will be about 25 pounds or so. And then your camera bag, we bring a bigger camera bag. So we know, my camera bag is 30 pounds and that's okay. So Maurice has already made that, Maurice has made that arrangement so that they know we're coming and they anticipate it. They don't, sometimes they weigh them, sometimes they don't weigh the carry-ons. They just look at the bags and make sure. And we've already looked at the bags, so please, gang, don't bring a steamer trunk full of equipment. We take what we take, and it's very reasonable and it's fun. So you had questions about the Cheetah Brothers, Cheryl? So Lynn, hopefully we get to see them. Hopefully we get to see the migration. No, there are no baobab trees, Bob. That's farther south in Tanzania. Yeah, so Abbott, we've been surprised too, but lately Maurice and Oscar have done a great job preparing the airlines so that they know we're coming with our camera bags. And so we'll learn a lot about the biology and how the animals behave. So, and we can talk about it now a little bit, but you'll learn that those cheetahs that we saw were 5 brothers, because cheetahs only males grouped together, and those are young adolescents. So the adult males, the adult females are solitary. You'll learn that behavior. You'll learn that this animal lives in a harem with 1 alpha male and all the females, and all of the other males are in the bachelor herd trying to get their chance. Some animals live with groups of just females, and the males come in during that certain time of the year when the females are receptive. We just have a great time with it. And I never thought I would learn so much about the human behavior, the animal behavior, when I started going on safari. And it's just so interesting when you learn that. And your drivers and your guides, that's what they're there to do. They're there to answer those questions. The guys, so you will be in a Jeep, 4 photographers in a Jeep, or 4 people in a Jeep. You will have a driver, and that driver will stay with you the whole time. And you'll be able to ask him questions. You'll be able to talk to him. You'll ask him, where did he grow up? Did he grow up in the city or the country? What language does he speak? Is your family, are you polygamous, or do you have 1 wife? How did you grow up? Did you go to school or not? All those things you'll get to learn if you want to. If you don't want to talk to the driver about his personal life, that's fine. If you just want to ask about the animals, that's great. What are those 2 animals doing now, Bob? Right? Right, Maurice?
Yes, yes, Mark. Absolutely. But they're happy to answer any question. It's not insulting when you ask. They're there to kind of make sure you're comfortable, and all the questions are answered as well.
As long as you're respectful and they want to tell you their story. They're curious about life in the United States. They're curious. They want to share with you their life about being whatever tribe they're from. And it's very exciting. And I love having that opportunity. So the other thing that'll happen is in our group, we'll have 4 Jeeps in the group. So every other ride, you will have either Oscar in the Jeep or myself. So I rotate between the 4 Jeeps. Oscar rotates between the 4 Jeeps. We're always a radio call away. If you have a question or need help with the camera, I'm there to help you. So don't feel like you're going it alone. I know some of you are rookies with the camera. That's okay. I know some of you don't have a big camera. That's okay. We usually have 5 or 6 people on the trip that have a pocket camera or just binoculars that want to travel with us because we have so much fun. That's okay. If you want to get a brand new mirrorless outfit with a big telephoto lens, that's okay. I own a camera store. I can take care of you on all that. So we'll get you taken care of no matter what you want. So thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Bob. Thanks, Craig. Yeah, Mark knows a guy. Exactly. So Maurice, what else do you have to tell the people? What did I miss?
Well, you cover everything else. What I will say is being on safari is for others, it's once in a lifetime opportunity, and we make sure that you're comfortable, you're happy, and you come back with lifelong memories. And we hope you'll come back again and again. It won't be a one-time thing.
Absolutely.
And it's fun. Yes.
Absolutely fun. Yes, I will send the recording tomorrow, Cheryl. And please, you can share it with family and friends. I will put on there the recordings. I will put on there the video of how to pack your camera bag, how to pack your suitcase, all the information about the trip. You'll have my contact information, Maurice's contact information. If there's no more questions, gang. So Maurice, we have 10 months until we get to go again. You know,
yes.
I can't wait.
I'm ready to go, Mark. I'm ready
to go too.
And I know there are people who are nervous about the condition, what it will be next year. What I will say is right now we're in the middle of it and travel is open. People are respectful internationally. I do not foresee any cancellations going on. I just see people are now comfortable and adapting to the situation we are in right now. So
absolutely,
we're taking care of all those things. Yes.
Yep. All right, gang. If there's nothing else, I'm going to let everyone get out there, have a cocktail, get to bed, enjoy life. If you have questions, call me. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for wanting to safari with us, because it's going to be so much fun together. So thanks a lot, Maurice. Good night. I'll talk to you soon. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye now.
See you soon.